still in Age of Sigmar. He's still dead. But his spirit is doing great. You know, kicking ass, blowing stuff up. If anything, Lord Kroak is actually much more active in Age of Sigmar than he was in Fantasy. He's significantly more active. Like, he literally is flying around on a spacecraft. Which is one of the original temple cities from the city of Itza itself. He's just flying around on it. Like, as its, like, Lord Commander. Just doing Lord Kroak things. Curious if he's got any more of these 20s. Actually, no. Let's send out the octopus. Can he at least talk? No. He cannot talk. However, Lord Kroak can kind of reach into your mind. He can basically reach into your brain and, like, show you things. So he can show you mental images of things that he wants you to know about. That's kind of his, because we've seen him have conversations. And when he has conversations, it's basically him flashing mental images in your head. And it is difficult, but possible to understand what he's trying to tell you. If that makes sense. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Did Lord Kroak? No. I mean, that is not correct. I think you're thinking of another character. I don't know which, but definitely another character. But the thing about Slann is the Slann usually are not super big on the whole, like, communicate via speech. Like, the Slann do not know, the Slann only know a single, or, like, the language they speak normally, which is a certain dialect of Saurian, and they also speak, you know, the language of magic, the arcane language. But outside of that, they don't speak any other languages. They only, like, if you were to go see one of the Slann, the way they would communicate with you is through, like, flashing mental images and, like, feelings and all sorts of, like, mental things into your brain. Oof! Oof! Wow, that was, like, the rudest scorch ever. But thankfully, I get to keep a card, and he doesn't. So I win. Nice. Ooh, got the cockatrice card. Nice.
Interested in the web?
Got a diagram. Like you to craft something for me.
Do you sell a big badass crossbow, perhaps? No, you don't. Oh, but you do sell a rune that I want. Another one. Okay. I need to switch on the horse gear I picked up.
So long.
That way I can sell the one I don't want. That and that.
Interested in the weapon?
What are you peddling?
Does he like being dead since he can't die again? Well, the Lord Kroak can die, maybe, if you completely destroyed his physical body. Like, if you completely obliterated Lord Kroak's physical remains, I think he would still die. It's not really clear.
So long.
Because, I mean, you could defeat him in game. You know, he's not invincible. The Lonesome World Guide to Spikerug. Though Spikerug is not the most frequently visited island visited of the Skellige Isles, one cannot deny it has a certain inescapable charm. Particularly bewitching are the snow-capped peaks towering over its southern and western shores. Spikerug will surely please lovers of the martial arts. The northern portion of the isle is home to a famed arena where warriors test their strength in no-holds-barred bouts. South of the arena lies the village of Svorlag, home to Clan Brokvar. Located on a picturesque base, Svorlag is particularly lovely to visit in the summer and around the feast of Belitien. South of Svorlag sprawls a primeval wilderness that serves as Clan Brokvar's chief hunting grounds. Visiting the southern portions of the isle should be reserved only for the extremely experienced travelers. They are completely wild and inhospitable and deprived of all human settlements. The area is crawling with dangerous creatures of all kinds, described in more detail in the fauna and flora section. One should also show particular caution when traveling in the caves along the isle's coast. And then we've got some maps here. Charting a direct course to the spot where we commenced our study, the ruins of Castle Turswich. As I travel, I've been marking the additional locations with a bear symbol, which I've discovered. He's still following me. Hieronymus on Elgar the Witcher. Some of the improvements to the School of the Wolf Gear are hidden in the Skellige Isles. Elgar left them in a central part of Ard Skellig and in the ruins of two watchtowers, one on Undvik and one on Spikerug. He wanted them to be available for witchers who need them and are clever enough to find them. After the discovery of marks relating to the Bear School of Witchers in the ruins of Castle Professor Atomstein sent me to prepare a map similar to the one prepared by A. Kermith, indicating the various locations of the archipelago where the symbols occur. Professor Atomstein was, of course, correct in his suspicions. I quickly found such locations and marked them on this map. Crypt, bandit, with feeling, threatening, tremble, flex, and... Oh, wait, no, it's that thing. The second map, fourth map. The Cult of Freya. Freya Modron, the Great Mother, teaches us to put our faith in her no matter what life brings. Thus, warriors pray to her before setting off for battle, and women they leave behind pray for the menfolk's safe return. Freya, as a mother and a goddess, understands all the trials of mankind. She soothes our pain and provides comfort. Yet woe to him who acts against her and violates her eternal laws, handed down for the good of men of the world. Condemnation awaits such men, and they will be cut off from the life-giving source of motherly love. And if they repair not their ways in renouncing evil, return to their mother goddess's bosom, they shall be cursed for all eternity, they and all their line. Okay, I'm not going to read these travel brochures, I'm just going to activate them, so go to these places. Can I confirm that the Dutch guy made a lot of the CA names for CA? I have no idea. I don't know, maybe. That is not knowledge in my wheelhouse.
More if you brought for the farewell feast.
Bread, sheep's milk cheese.
Our wagon's full of loot.
Wonder if he's as strong as he looks.
You want to fight? We'll fight.
Lady Yennefer. Sir.
Greetings, Arnvald. My companion is Geralt of Rivia.
I am honored. Nice to meet you too. Quite a few guests.
They come to bid their king farewell. They come to see the claimants to the crown.
We wanted to talk to Croc on Crate.
The Jarl will join us shortly. He's assigned you a place of honor at the table just beside his daughter Ceres. Follow me, please.
They've seated us here.
I asked them to. Wanted to meet the notorious witcher Geralt.
Oh, hello.
We've met. Don't remember?
That was ages ago. Yalmer and I were children when you last visited Orda. But you should meet your feast mates. Allow me the dubious honor.
Look at that guy just
That's Halvard,
plowing that
son
drink.
of Holger Blackhand. Blue boy Lucas, Madman Lucas's firstborn, and choking down a stockfish over there is Otrek on Hindar.
Otrek was drinking that like a man. I don't want to say I forgot her name. That's rude.
Seems they set us with the sons of Jarls, exclusively.
Ceres on Crate is the daughter of a Jarl, Geralt. Jarl's daughters are in no way inferior to their sons.
Do you know every last one of them dreams of being Bran's successor? Look at him. Likely lot.
Ceres is jealous, for the one among us who performs the greatest feat will be crowned king.
We all know Oh, the feats are a sideshow. Our fathers will choose who will wear the crown. What do you think they spoke to Craft about?
You talk like that because you're short of strength and skill. Remember when Hjalmar challenged us all to a race up the mount? You didn't stand with us then. As he buried his axe in that stump at the top to mark his victory, you were warming your chicken bones by the fire.
Had my reasons for not participating, but I would have won then, as I'd win now.
Now that you mention him, just noticed Hjalmar's not here.
My brother walks his own paths. But about the race, why don't we repeat it? I'm willing to challenge any of you, Witcher included. If I beat him to the top, venture to say that'd be a feat, eh? So you in?
If the Witcher's in.
Geralt?
A horse race? Yeah, I'm down.
Gladly. What are the rules?
Whoever pulls Hjalmar's axe from the stump at the top of the hill wins. Stray off the path and you lose.
And here I was, ready to puke from all the boredom. Let's go!
Let's go! Skellige is a lot like Norska. It's a much more reserved Norska, I would
From
say.
this spot, you must reach the top of that mount. At the summit,
I would
you'll
say
see the
Norska
stump
is
of an oak.
exceedingly more
Hjalmar's
violent.
axe buried in it. Whoever pulls the axe from the stump first wins.
I'm ready.
You'll start when I sound the horn.
Oh, we're running. Oh, 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 oh. I could drink a potion if I really wanted to win this and have infinite stamina, but that would be rude. Yeah, I would say Skellige is much more like Albion. Skellige and Albion would be very similar cultures. Though Albion would probably be much less big on clothing, or like all the fancy clothing, and much bigger on like woad paint, whatever you call it. And it would also be a lot rainier and just gross. Albion's a very depressing place, in my opinion. Like, it's got some really cool lore, but like, Albion's a really sad realm because it's lost so much.
I won, but only by a
They've
hair.
lost far more knowledge
No
than they'll
such
ever
thing.
gain.
There's winning and there's losing, and I lost. We best go back to the week.
Let's.
Get stomped!
See the wakes in full swing.
Lost sight of yous. Who won?
I lost.
Lost to a Witcher, Sparrowhawk. That'd likely happen to any of us. Enough
Sparrowhawk.
of the natter and let's
That's
drink.
cool. Albion would constantly show, "Where's the lamb sauce?" I shouldn't drink. Yin does not want me to drink. But I kind of like the natives. And I kind of want to drink. I want to drink.
To Ceres.
Pass the mead in a tankard for the man.
To Bran, may he want for nothing in the world beyond.
To my beautiful companion.
Girl!
You've been great company. Sadly, it's time we moved on.
Really?
Indeed. We must talk, but not here. You shall learn all beyond that door.
Now, I want to find out about this magical explosion that Ciri apparently unleashed.
Allow me to introduce Geralt of Rivia, a Witcher. Geralt, Jarl Donar and Hinder, and Jarl Madman Lugos.
Calling Lugos a madman's an insult to madmen. He's a common goat fucker.
Call me a goat fucker one more time, and I'll chop off your head, stick it on a pike, and piss down your neck hole.
Enough! Time to settle this. Here and now.
Oh, ha ha ha! Giving me a true fright right now. Shat my best trousers. Put that away before you cut yourself, you cunt.
Wow, that's amazing. These two just instantly go at it.
Thought Skelliger's called a truce for feasts.
I know the hallowed customs, but Lugos ought to know that I'll not let him raid my Hindusfial bear.
You don't scare anyone, Donor. I'll be boy soon to plough your priestesses, drink from your tankard, and shit on your table. Be sure to leave a candle lit for me.
Emperor would be very pleased to hear you quarrel.
His Imperial Majesty is more than welcome to visit.
Let him sail over here. We ain't afraid of the black ones.
Raiding coastal villages is one thing. Total war with the Empire is another.
Awfully mouthy, this one. Go stir your cauldron and pierce some boils, witch. Don't talk when you haven't got a fucking clue.
Alright, let's calm down.
Calm down, Lugos.
No wench will teach me how to fight.
That was not my intention. Come, Geralt. I believe this discussion's run its course.
Those two are goofs.
What now?
Now we pay a visit to Ermien's laboratory.
Didn't know we'd been invited.
Because we've not been.
That's a nice dress, gotta say. It is hugging all the right places.
Take it Ermien won't be there.
That's right.
And what's the purpose of this visit?
We're looking for an object. The Mask of Ouroboros. We'll need it.
Oh, I love Ouroboros!
Come, Geralt.
I love Ouroboros.
Now you'll tell me why you need this mask.
Oh, I shall. In due course.
Take it you'll decide when.
Correct.
I don't really like Yen that much, to be kind of honest. I don't like how much she keeps us in the dark on everything. She comes off as very haughty, which I am not a fan of. So far, I am feeling that I still like Triss more than Yen, but we'll see where this goes. Could never have too many booze.
Footsteps. Shh. Guards. Hide behind the tapestry.
Sparrows chip, while starlings chirp.
What do jackdaws do?
Jackdaws caw. Goldfinches warble, and cranes whoop, whereas peacocks screech. Hawks scream, larks trill, and doves, they coo.
I love this guy.
That's all of them.
Why are they...
What about nightingales?
All right, nightingales croon.
What? What is this discussion that these two gentlemen are having? I love those two. That's amazing. They're just talking about what noises birds make. Yeah, but I don't care about the novels, though. Like, when I'm playing this game, I'm only worried about the universe that the game is telling.
That was close.
It's like, it's clearly... They seem to be distinctly different universes. Just like how the show is kind of a different alternate universe from either of them. Like, that's great. That universe is the best in the books. I don't give a shit about the books. Because I don't know them, and they're not pertinent to the story that's being told here.
This'll be tough to open.
Surprises never end. See the ravens?
Hard not to.
Ermien's spies. An indication that we're near his laboratory. I also sense a clear magic aura. Come, there's a ledge outside this window. We must pass along it.
Lore fact about the Lady of the Lake?
Seen uglier sights in my life.
Geralt of Rivia, being romantic.
Witcher 2 and 3 are like a continuation of the book series. Well, that's good, but like, I have gone into this game not knowing anything about the books, and I have not felt the need to know anything from the books. Because they've done a really, really good job with it. Like, it's a super duper fun, compelling, self-contained story. I'm sure the books enhance it, but you've literally said yourself that the books have a dramatically different perspective on certain characters. Like, the way they treat Yennefer and Triss is, like, extremely different. Lore Master confirms lore unnecessary. If it's outside of Warhammer, it's not my primary concern. I'm just here to have fun. I'm just here to have fun.
Amazing how a hobby can render a man mysterious. Fascinating.
Especially a druid. Must be a real nature lover.
How closely do I feel this world would slot into the Warhammer world? It would struggle. Like, the magic system is quite distinctly different. Obviously, like, chaos existing would make things a lot more dramatically dangerous. And the thing is, in the Warhammer world, is that humanity is not nearly as dominant. In the I think the biggest thing the Witcher world would struggle to fit into the fantasy world is that the instant the Witcher universe made contact with the fantasy universe, there would be like the Witcher universe seems to operate under the understanding that magic exists and monsters exist, but ultimately whoever has like superior numbers, these human empires are still the big people in charge, and they're like crushing everyone before them. There doesn't seem to really be any dramatic dwarf or elven kingdoms that can resist them. Whereas in fantasy, that concept is laughable. You know, humans are kind of an up-and-coming race even still in the modern age. It's all like, you know, the elves and the dwarves are only just now reaching a point where humanity is kind of starting to eclipse them. But they're like, humanity are still babs. They're still little babes compared to a lot of the races as far as like true power level goes.
Looks alive.
From a lore standpoint.
Had one at Kaer Morhen.
Please.
Had one at Kaer Morhen.
Please.
Rebel Miniatures. Hello, hello, hello. Oh yeah, lore facts about the Lady of the Lake. Probably a fun fact about the Lady of the Lake that a lot of people don't know is that the Lady of the Lake actually has elemental spirits that serve her. That serve as her, like, messengers whenever she needs to contact, like, the Elves of Athel Loren, or wants to send, like, a representative to the council that rules over Athel Loren. She has naiads, which are river spirits and lake spirits. So there are these elemental women creatures called naiads that run around
100 loose and arrow if you saw that in the woods.
Serve the Lady of the Lake. So she's not purely just Bretonnians serving her. She also has various like spirits and other entities that serve her as well. Cool room.
A basin of water.
For teleprojection, a reflection of Ermion appears on the surface. Supplicants speak to it.
Mozgov Gaming, how you doing, my dude?
Summon Tel Gorage to defend Hell Pit.
How's it going?
Are you all right?
Cut myself. The door's locked.
Ooh.
The animals. They're alive. Yen, watch out. Monsters. Can feel them. Coming closer. They're everywhere.
It's an illusion, Geralt.
That's one miss.
long you gonna make me wait?
That's one less.
Oh, where were you when the warp stone kicked in?
Mushrooms in here.
No.
How goes the game? It goes well. Well, this definitely isn't real because they're not hurting me. You're all right, buddy?
What's happening?
You were hallucinating. You ran at Ermien's animals, sword flailing. I had to calm you.
Belagor's a badass. Belagor is very, very strong in that book. Must have looked funny. We never mentioned this again. we never talk about this again.
Must have looked strange.
Your years of vigorous training at Kaer Morhen finally paid off. Bested nearly all the stuffed beasts in here.
Please.
Fine. We've passed the trial of taxidermy. The door stands open. Let's go inside, Geralt.
Who is Tzeentch's most favored mortal? The Tzeentch's, the preeminent champion in Tzeentch's eyes in the modern age seems to be Village the Curseling.
I'll lock the entrance. We don't want to raise suspicions.
Village the Curseling is widely considered his favorite subject right now.
We must search it thoroughly. The Mask of Ouroboros must be here.
Oh my gosh.
Letter bearing Ermien's seal.
Wondrous world of
to the
insectoids.
Druids. Warns them about
Ritual
you.
plants. Ah, what do you know? Raymond Marlove. A biography enhanced.
Brother Druids, be forewarned that a sorceress has arrived on Arg Skellig. Her name is Yennefer and she hails from Vingerberg. I know you are immune to feminine wiles and will not let a well-draped skirt muddle your reasoning. Nevertheless, I warn you not to be taken in... Oops. Not to be taken in by her intelligence and refinement. I know who Yennefer is. I do not, however, know the true goal of her stay in Skellige. I see no point in asking her this question directly, for Yennefer is well known for her cunning and elegance. She says not what she thinks, but what she wishes you to hear. You must remember that this is no second-rate sorceress. This is a person who breaks bread with the rulers of the north, and who most recently has been working with the Nilfgaardian Emperor himself. Familiar with courts the world over, she possesses an ability to manipulate that even the wiliest diplomat would envy. Yennefer has displayed an unhealthy interest in the site of the cataclysm we are striving to study. I've not given her permission to go near it, but I caution you to keep your eyes and ears open all the same. The sorceress from Vingerberg is a stubborn and effective manipulator. I know that in the past her and Crox paths crossed. I suspect she will wish to use this old friendship for some ulterior purpose. What that is exactly, I will try to determine. Once I do, I'll inform you in a separate letter. May the power be with you, brothers Ermien. Do I like the Elder Scrolls lore? Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm not a big, researcher of it, but I enjoy it.
Tales about the Wild Hunt.
The islanders believe the wraiths sail on a longship built of the claws of dead men.
The island folk of Skellige, like many nations in the north, hold a series of beliefs about the Wild Hunt as regarded in legends, myths, and fables. This horrifying phenomena is said to herald the coming of war and misfortune. Characteristic of their tales and distinguishing them from their continental versions is that the islanders imagine the Wild Hunt not as a cavalcade of wraiths galloping across the night sky, but as a ghostly longship. The vessel, called the Naglfar, is said to be built with the claws of dead men. For this reason, superstitious Skelligers remove the nails of their dead precisely to prevent them from being used to fortify this ghastly ship. In many legends, the Naglfar sails out of Morhog, the land of chaos. Am I interested in the Vermintide announcement they did earlier this week? Yes, I am.
Pinecone. Didn't expect this. A large female.
Okay. Pinecone.
Ermien's wand. He's one of the few druids to use one.
A sword in a stone. Thing's begging me to pull it out.
It's not in the stone, don't you see? It's held there by a vice.